Each Pokemon game has its good and bad parts. Today we're focusing on the positives and looking at the best part of each Pokemon game. Just to clarify, I will not be mentioning anything that's introduced in one region and kept through in all future iterations. For example, shiny Pokemon in Generation 2 won't be mentioned. Additionally, I'll be talking about the games based on region, so the Kanto games as a whole, the Johto games as a whole. So let's get into the video by starting to talk about the Kanto games. One of my favourite things about the Kanto region is the region itself. Its layout, its landscape, I think it's really good. Additionally, the level of challenge is always really well balanced. However, I think the best thing about the Kanto games is how it mixes being non-linear with simplicity very well. Next on to the Johto games, and I really like how connected these feel to the Kanto games. In many ways, they are a sort of sequel to the first games. However, the best part would definitely be the very strong post-game. As all of the Johto games are very similar to the Kanto games, this means they had a lot more time and effort put into the post-game and side content. For example, visiting Kanto, catching all the unknown forms, Pokeathlon, and more you can do in these games. Next we'll look at the Hoenn games, and I imagine a lot of people's favourite thing about these would be the Battle Frontier, which I really enjoy too, in addition to the cool town designs. However, the best games for me is just how it runs. The smoothness on the GBA versions of these games is just incredible, and they're the best running games in Pokemon. Now, Sinnoh was a weird one for me when I came to look at it. It's one of my favourite regions, however I couldn't think why I quite love it so much. It's definitely something to do with the Pokemon that are available. Having cool Pokemon like Staraptor and Luxray easy to get does add a lot to the game. I do also like the Legendaries lore, in that they add a lot to the beginning of Pokemon. However, I think one of the best things would be the characters. Barry's okay, Dawn's really good, especially in the anime. They add Looker, the Team Galactic stuff is really cool. The gym leaders all have a lot of personality. Some of my favourites include Rourke and Crash Awake. However, the best character in all of Pokemon, Cynthia, is also in this game. Unlike Sinnoh, I knew exactly why I love Unova. Its originality is great, and the story is brilliant. Having a sequel helps build the story, and again, it's got great characters. N is probably one of the best rivals, and the gym leaders again have a lot of personality. For me, Kalos is not one of my favourites. However, it still has great things on offer. There's a wide variety of Pokemon. It does take away a bit from first time playing it, because I didn't end up using a lot of Kalos Pokemon, which is kind of my own fault as well. But replaying it is great because you can always have different teams. As well, the new Chain Fishing and Friend Zone way to shiny hunt was really cool. This is probably where a lot of people started their shiny hunting journeys. But as well, the graphics, specifically on the Pokemon designs and animations, were really good in this generation. Alola was an interesting one for me. As it's so original, I found myself naming a lot of things that I did really like about it. For example, it was a nice change from the traditional Pokemon game. The story's pretty good. As well, the ride-in Pokemon was a fun way to traverse the region. And the region in general, I think, was really a calming region. It was bright, it was colourful, you had all of these things, and then mixed that with a kind of darker story for Pokemon was really good. However, what got me playing hours and hours in Alola was the SOS chaining method for shiny hunting. This is where I really got into shiny hunting. It's probably my top 1 or top 2 favourite shiny hunting methods. I think Galar's best part is just simply the wild area. It was a new thing, it was a really cool addition, and it did add a lot to the game. Also, it was the first time Pokemon done DLC, and the 2 stories were quite interesting and quite enjoyable. As well, the Dynamax dungeons were a very cool addition to the game. Lastly, we have the Paldea games, which are the newest Pokemon games. Traversal on these is probably the strongest point in the game. You travel on the legendary Pokemon, which is really cool and really fun. The roaming Pokemon is a good idea and done quite well, but it just has too many glitches. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you did. Thank you again for watching, and if you did enjoy this video, feel free to look through the channel for something you might enjoy. There's quite a few videos there now, so I hope you find something that you do like.